I believe that all of you have been called on a mission. And we are facing many issues in Bermuda right now, whether it's housing, caring for our elderly, education, and otherwise. And I guess my biggest concern is that there's people out there who believe that you are going to take our people back to slavery. We're not going to deal with these issues. And just tell me, I mean, what do you think? I mean, Gina, you've been a single mother for a period of time, and you're married, but you came up in a rough time.
I believe that we need to be able to use our stories to empower our young people. And so when I heard that, I was disturbed, because on the doorstep, I'm talking to Bermudians that are of mixed persuasion. In the street, I'm talking to Bermudians that are of mixed persuasion. Everywhere we go, that is a reality in this country. And so it is really sad that we are having these types of conversations, and certainly just excluding a whole group of people that deserve and have every right to be respected just as much as anyone else in this country.
When you hear the word slavery, it evokes a sense of pain, and it evokes a sense of hatred. Just the connotation slavery. And we've said over and over that our message is a message of hope. Because there are Bermudians who are struggling in this country. There are Bermudians who feel foreign in their own land because they can't afford rent. They can't afford to put food in their cupboards. Right. Their children are going to school without breakfast. And we are talking about slavery. Our message is about hope, not hate. And we say that over and over again. I want to live in a country, Wayne, where color is irrelevant, where we take people for who they are. And what's happening, we are going back. And the only people that are taking us back is the Progressive Labor Party. Talking about slavery and shackles. Why? Why are they going to polarize our community for political gain? I fundamentally believe that the Bermudian electorate are smarter than that.
Absolutely.
And I believe that they're not going to take kindly to this insult, that just by saying slavery and shackles, they're going to now run and support a government that has not had them as their primary interest for the last 9 years. This is an election about performance.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, the PLP have not performed, and it's time for a change.
What's so hypocritical about this whole situation is that the government talks about the great big conversation, and you wonder who's been listening. Because we're back almost like square one, and as you said earlier, Sean, or you also said that now they want to go back further than from when the conversation really started. We have a choice. Life is about making choice. We have to ask ourselves, where do we want to be as a country 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? This country cannot afford to put the Progressive Labor Party in. If they are the ones who want to take the country back, we cannot go there. And that's why we must make a change.
It's something I remember as a child, my father being a union member. And what they would say in the union is actually true of the entire country. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. And there's a simple prayer that I learned as a child. It's actually a part of the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. There are many people in this community that are Christians. They understand that if they truly want to be forgiven, they have to forgive those that have trespassed or who have offended them. And the only way that we can move forward is to forgive. Bermuda needs to pull together in unity. We need to forgive and move on.
And again, what that is all about is instilling hope, not fear. And it's been a sabotage going on, and it needs to stop immediately, because the pain has to stop here. And I feel that the United Bermuda Party not only represents hope, but we represent relief from the pain. You know, each and every one of us know what it feels like to hurt, to struggle and suffer. And we know that wherever the problems are, there you will find the solution. The problems exist in the community, that's where the solutions exist. And we are in a position, without any doubt, to bring about change in this country. And I'm proud to say that I'm part of a team willing and able to bring about change and to eradicate the level of pain that exists in this island today.
What I'm hearing out there in the community is that, and for political expediency, there are individuals from the Progressive Labour Party or some of the members who are putting out this negative view that you, Alvin, you, as a young black man, are going to take our people back, and without looking forward for better things for our people. Where do you think we're coming from?
I'm actually excited to talk about this because back in April, when the government announced that there was an $11 million overage in payroll tax, I immediately said, wow, that can do a lot to help the people. And I was waiting to hear the plan, and no plan was announced. $11 million for the first quarter of the year. And I said, why aren't they doing something to help struggling Bermudians? And when the United Bermuda Party came up with a plan and said, 4.5% of the money that you work for, we're not going to take from you. We're going to let you spend that. And if you have children that are before preschool age and they're in daycare and you can't afford it, we'll pay those expenses, which can amount to $200 a child. And I look at a party that looks at a young married couple, that both of them could be earning $800 a week, and they could have 2 young children, and $200 per week per child, and what they get back per week for their salary will amount to $470 a week. We're not putting people into slavery. This is economic liberation, and I'm excited about it. I would have thought, I came up labor. I came up thinking that the PLP cared about the people, but they were making statements like, if we give the people back the money, then we're trying some sort of reverse income tax, some sort of highfalutin nonsense, which showed they didn't really have a heart for people who were suffering. And now that I'm in a party that sees that we can help poor, struggling families to the tune of up to $470 per week, week after week, over $24,000 a year. I'm in the right party. We are in a party that love the people, that understand the people. And I just want them to know that when it comes to the United Bermuda Party, they can truly feel the love. Come on now.
I like that. I think that it's also an indictment against blacks in this community when black brothers and sisters stand up and take a position with whites, that all of a sudden we as blacks are the puppets. All of a sudden we are being used by someone else. That is a psychosis that we have in this community that we need to break. If any shackles need to be broken, it is the emotional shackles, it's the psychological shackles that we keep upon ourselves because we don't have confidence in one another. We can't look at a black brother and say, okay, he's taking a stand and I believe what he's saying. We always have to question a person's motive and question their sincerity. But you know, I heard one person once say that blacks have an inferiority complex. I didn't understand that. I've never had an inferiority. I always believe that I can achieve whatever I can conceive. Despite the challenges, despite the obstacles, if you put your mind to something, you can overcome and you can succeed. I can do all things, not some things. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And I believe in that. And we have a plan, Wayne. We have a vision for all of Bermuda.
Go ahead.
To raise every Bermudian in this country, young, old, black, white. But what bothers me is when a 60-year-old woman on the doorstep, black and a PLP supporter, can say to me, Sean, I'm troubled because my 16-year-old granddaughter, who's standing right next to me right now, I'm concerned because I fought this battle 40 years ago so that my granddaughter wouldn't have to carry the burden today. So why are we talking about slavery now? It is unintelligible and it is irrational that we're having this conversation today. And I think it's a disservice to Bermudians. And I want to tell my Bermudian people that we have to come together as a people. We have to support one another despite our political differences. We have to support each other, hold each other up, because as long as we beat each other down, we will never move forward as a people.
Listen, I'm looking forward to inviting you to Parliament, my good friend.
I'm looking forward to being there.
You too, man. Let's help out and make sure that our people, that we work hard to make this life good for this generation and for future generations to come.
That's right.